Don't leave me hanging. It's go time.
Hey everybody, this is Josh, and here we have a game between Liquid TLO, he's the blue Zerg on the left side of Metalopolis, and Taurent, he is the orange Protoss on the right side of the map. This game was played as the first round of the Root Warzone Tournament, which just took place in this last week. TLO, of course, is the German Zerg player on Team Liquid, and Taurent, he's a member of Dream Vision Gaming, something like that. Dream Vision, I think, is correct. But he is from Canada. I believe he's actually French-Canadian as well, but don't quote me on that. I know he is from Canada, though. And he actually participated in the last two MLG events in North America as well. So I actually have met both of these guys, and I'm actually not sure who wins, so this will be fun to cast. And I'm going to bring you a bunch of replays from the Root Warzone Tournament because it has a lot of big names, like TLO, like Taurent, like most of the Root members. Drewby, QXC, for example, Kiwi Kaki played in it. I believe Sen even actually played in this tournament, so we'll see what we end up with. I'll cast a bunch of these replays throughout the next week. I might slow down around Christmas and again around New Year's. You can't really blame me for that. It is the holidays. Maybe I'll cast some games ahead of time and just set them to live on those days so I can still have some new content for you guys. But Taurent is actually going to be scouting the close position first, so he knows whether he needs to build 2 gates or 4. Looks like he is going to have some breathing room here, so let's see how many gates he actually does put up after that first one. TLO, on the other hand, of course, scouts that close flying position with the Overlord and then sends a drone out to the close position up there. And he's actually taking a very quick hatchery here at the top spawn location's natural expansion rather than his own natural because this pylon is here. TLO knows that Taurent is way on the far right side of the map, and Taurent is trying to block him anyway, so TLO, rather than being stopped or thwarted by Taurent's tactics by dropping that pylon there, he's just going to build a hatchery somewhere else. And it's still decently close enough to his main base to be able to defend if Taurent does any kind of wacky, crazy, aggressive build. But right now we can see clearly that Taurent is just doing a very standard Protoss build. Cybernetics Core should be coming up next after this pylon completes, or actually before the pylon completes, as soon as he gets enough minerals. Could see a 2-gate just because it is against a Zerg opponent. No, there is a Cybernetics Core, and 2-gate is still really powerful in PvZ. This hatchery for TLO is going to go up unhindered. I don't believe Taurent got all the way up there. He actually started to scout and didn't see it. He just kept going. So Taurent just believes that TLO is building off of this one base. TLO, on the other hand, is getting his spawning pool complete right now and immediately starts to build what? No queen, no Zerglings, just another gas geyser. Wait, yeah, what's going on? He's not getting anything? Where is he building a gas geyser? Oh, he's gas stealing, of course. So he's going to slow down Taurent in his main base by dropping an extractor there. And he can actually cancel this and do it again. We'll see here in a second if he chooses to do that. And he does actually cancel and rebuild just to prevent Taurent from building that much longer. But now a second Zealot is out, so they will be able to chop that thing down. Taurent adding on 2 more gateways right now, so it looks like he's going 3 gateways. He might get a robo facility next, or he might just get that 4th gate and do the ever so wonderful 4-gate push with Protoss. A couple of lings out here for TLO finally, and a queen does sprout out there from the main hatchery. Goes ahead and does his larva inject right on time. He's getting Zergling speed very quickly. This drone's trying to hide, but of course these 2 Zealots aren't going to have any of that. They hack him into tiny pieces, and this assimilator finishes building now that that drone has stopped being so pesky. So 3 gateways for Taurent so far. He can block his ramp here with the Stalker and these couple of Zealots. Looks like he is going pretty aggressively into Warp Gate tech and adding on a expansion here, actually. Wow, actually did not expect that. Taurent does now know about this hatchery. He just walked his probe right past it into this top spawn location, so he knows that TLO has the hidden hatchery. And actually he can capitalize on this quite well because these bases are so far apart. If Taurent chooses to attack this base first, TLO could have a hell of a time trying to defend against it. But TLO is getting a Roach Warren up now, so that will obviously help him defend against these 3 warp gates that are now complete, and the many units that will be spawning out of them in the near future. Having this other Nexus here completed will allow Taurent to actually chrono boost these things quite a bit and crank out a lot of units. He's got two Vespene Geysers Assimilators already fully saturated, so he will be able to continue cranking out sentries, which are great, of course, against this number of speedlings, and stalkers, because they can just hide behind the force fields. So now we have quite a lot of Zerglings coming in here, 18 lings starting out. They are falling quite rapidly here, and the force field's doing just an amazing job keeping these lings out of melee range. Look at that huge force of Zerglings now down to only 7 from 18, and Taurent, I don't think, lost a single unit there. He just basically force fielded all around himself and let the range units do their job. So these 7 lings try to poke back in. There's no way they're going to be able to kill anything, though, with Taurent's army standing right there. 3 hatcheries, not hatcheries, wow, I'm stupid. 3 warp gates coming in. I saw the little icon in the production tab. It's actually a lair and not a hatchery anyway, so I was just totally wrong. But TLO is trying to tech up quickly. He knows that speedlings are not going to be enough against this many tier 1 units. He does have roaches coming out of 2 separate hatcheries now. He does not have a queen here at his natural still, which is a bit surprising. He needs to start joining these bases with creep, or at least just dropping a natural expansion here at his main's natural, just so he can, be able to defend one solid base instead of being so spread out. So Taurent is dropping gateways 4 and 5 now. They'll easily be able to support that off of these 2 nexuses. And actually gateway number 6 coming in, so he's going 6 gate off of 2 bases. I was going to say he could even build a robotics facility, but it looks like he is confident enough in his 6 gate. His tier 1 units are going to be strong enough to kill TLO all by themselves. They don't need any immortals for those roaches. He doesn't know exactly what TLO is doing. Obviously he doesn't have any observers on the field, and his probes have not been too adventurous lately since he lost that one up here in that top spawn location a while ago. TLO does finally get a queen out now at his 2nd hatch, so he can continue some production. He's getting an infestation pit right as that lair completes, and not a lot else. Roach speed is coming, which is great to see, but he does need to continue to creep spread, or at least get these overlords starting a creep highway, so that TLO can, have that movement speed if and when Taurent chooses to attack. Taurent is starting to move around a little bit here with his giant force of tier 1 units. He's got about 20 units here moving across the middle of the map now towards TLO and that 2nd base of his, and 3 more stalkers warp down the cliff. Gotta love these pylon placements. If you're a Protoss player and you're not doing that sort of stuff on Lost Temple and Metalopolis, you should really consider it. Saves your travel time quite a bit. And he's going to be able to kill this Overlord without any resistance. Now the roaches move in from TLO to try and hit these stalkers. Guardian Shield is a great choice against this number of roaches. It's going to cover almost the entire army of Taurent. These zealots are taking a while to get around all these force fields, but of course the force fields are keeping the rest of his army alive, and Taurent hardly losing anything at all there. Still a very stout army here. 3 more zealots coming in now. More units being warped in from this frontal pylon that was dropped. Taurent looking in a very, very dominant position here. If we look at units lost even, it's 38 against 14. You can see that huge difference there. And at the same time, TLO is rebuilding lots of roach forces, but Taurent can just warp in on cooldown at this forward pylon unless TLO is able to kill it. This hatchery basically has no shot of living. He could leave just the zealots on it here, even if he wanted to do that. But instead, TLO bouncing in and out with his drones and his roaches. It looks like Taurent's going to be able to mop up the hatchery and the rest of these forces. TLO knows that he's beat, and this was just a best of 1 for the first round of the Root Warzone Invitational. So Taurent is going to continue on in this tournament, and TLO, unfortunately, will just go home empty-handed. So hope you guys enjoyed that cast. I'm going to do some more from this same tournament, and hope to see you guys then. Thanks.